This is Joshua Farnsworth. Welcome to my traditional woodworking school. In this video, Will Meyers shows how to flatten and smooth a tabletop with traditional hand planes, specifically a Bailey-style jointer plane and a smoothing plane.
So at this point, I need to talk a little bit about flattening and doing it with a hand plane. And I was talking earlier about the reasons for doing a breadboard in, and right here's a good one. I don't know if you can see, but this square is pretty close. We're fairly flat right here on this end. A little bit of hump in the middle. We get down here though, that breadboard down there is, both of these boards, one's cupped a little bit one way, one the other. That breadboard is holding them flat. So doing exactly what we want to do. Plus when we add those battens to the bottom that mount the top, that helps stabilize too. So, but still yet, we need to do a little bit of work down here. Our breadboard is not quite perfectly aligned with our top, and that's fine. They rarely ever are by the time you get done fitting. And we need to plane it down level and of course flatten the top a little bit. And we'll talk just kind of quickly here what I do. And I'm probably less picky than a lot of people. I basically get it where the plane's hitting everywhere. Like right here where we've got, obviously I can feel a little hump, at the joint here where the two cupped up boards are meeting. Get rid of that. But time you get the joiner where it's pretty much hitting everywhere, come back with a smoothing plane. But now there are issues if you have a lot of twist or something, and even though this top is 1 inch thick, you could run out of wood trying to get it out. So sometimes if you've got much of a twist, you're either going to have to live with it or make another top. So as far as that goes, we're in pretty good shape, but we do have a little bit of unlevelosity across there. So I'm going to start out with these pegs first, and just like we did on the ends, let me get around on the other side so you can see a little better. We're just going to start out and take those off. And I'm just using the joiner plane right here. Okay, so now we've got those pretty much flat and out of the way. So at this point, generally what I would do, and I'm using the joiner here, if you of course got a bunch to take off, you'd want to start with the jack. This joiner is, the iron has just a slight camber to it, so you take a pretty good bite with it if you need to. But here we're not in too bad a shape, so I'm not going to go too crazy. But you see what I'm doing? I'm starting at a diagonal first. And see right here in just a couple of passes, I am coming off the top, hitting the breadboard pretty much full width. Tilted just a little bit. And you can hear where it's hitting, where it's not.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying watching our video so far, and I just want to take a few seconds to let you know about our traditional woodworking store, which you can visit while taking a class or by visiting our website at woodandshop.com/store. You'll find our amazing products to help you grow in traditional hand tool woodworking, including in-person and video woodworking classes, woodworking hand tools and workbenches, woodworking plans, traditional wood finishes, shirts and hats, and cool hand tool woodworking gifts for you or your loved ones. Okay, back to the show.
And this is pretty wide, so probably can't reach all the way across it. That's another issue you got to deal with. And you may have to stop. See, like I'm hitting pretty hard in the middle, so I'm gonna, and I've got some glue here too. I need to come off. Go ahead and get some of that out of the way. And just work your way down. And like right here, I definitely need to make a few passes down the middle more yet. Okay, I can't reach all the way across. It's 32 inches wide, so I'm going to come over here and kind of work over the diagonal here also. Here's another good reason to use softer wood. It's easier to plane. See, this half of the table is pretty flat. I'm hitting pretty much all the way. At least as far as I can reach there. There we go. We're getting it flattened out pretty good already. And as you, of course, you need to do the whole table, and I'm going to wait till I get the other breadboard on, get the battens on to finish this. But after that, just a smoothing plane. And you've got a issue here with the breadboards, because you know, if you're planing this way, well, you're obviously going across the grain and it doesn't finish as good. The thing to do would be finish your long grain here first and get all this slick as you want it. And this really doesn't, your planes are sharp. This doesn't, I'm just working on one end here, of course, but even on the whole thing, it's not that long of a process. I kind of enjoy it. It's if you've got your tools are set up pretty decent and sharp, it's kind of fun. So there's, say we've got to that point, we've smoothed it along the grain. Now we need to deal with this breadboard. It's kind of rough where we've come across it, you know. So now just try to not let it get up on the long grain. And that's pretty much all there is to that. Do the breadboards last. But you can see right there in just a few minutes where we've planed away that little bit of where we weren't quite flat, and pretty much covered this part of the table pretty quickly. And that's pretty much all there is to that. And if you have, like around knots and stuff, you sometimes have grain reversals and tear out a little bit. You know, you may need to use a cabinet scraper or a little bit of sandpaper. One other thing, and the corners right here, get my block plane wherever it went. I had it out earlier. Maybe it disappeared. But anyway, well, you've seen me use the block plane, but I usually come back with a block plane, bring these end grains pieces down flush, and then when you get done, make, you know, full length passes on the edge, smooth it up. And also on the softer wood tables, I do a pretty good radius on the corner right here to round it. Just that it being a softer wood, it takes a bump or an impact there much better than one that's a, you know, a sharp corner like that. So that's pretty much what I know about flattening one of these things. And it's nothing to go crazy about. If it's not surgically flat, I mean, it really doesn't matter. In fact, most tables, I think every one I've ever looked at, if you squat down at eye level and look across it, then none of them are flat. It doesn't matter if it's a manufactured new one or an old one. They're just it's the nature of wood. So don't worry yourself to death over that. So with that, we're getting towards the end here, so we're gonna get it flipped over, get the battens mounted, and get this thing wrapped up.
If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking, come take a class at our school in Earlysville, Virginia. You can also visit our website at woodandshop.com, where you'll find a bunch of free woodworking lessons, workshop tours, and our very popular tool buying guides. And make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter to get our latest articles and videos. Enjoy!